We're about to dive into some truly mind-bending predictions about AI from the historian Yuval Noah Harari. And I'm not kidding. What he has to say might just change the way you see everything.
So it all starts with this new name that AI apparently has for us, the Watchers. Just let that sink in for a moment. We're not its creators, we're not its masters, we're watchers. It's like we're just these biological things sitting on the sidelines, observing a whole new form of intelligence take center stage. It's a really unsettling idea, and honestly, we're just getting started.
This is why an analogy Harari gave to a room full of world leaders is so powerful. He said, look, AI is a knife, but it's not like a kitchen knife. This is a knife that can decide for itself whether it's going to cut a salad or commit murder. We haven't just built a tool, we've created something with its own agency.
And so, in this new reality, where we are the watchers of these, well, thinking machines,
we desperately need to understand what's coming down the pipeline. So today, we're going to walk through Harari's 3 big predictions. And again, your whole perspective might be about to shift.
First, though, let's do a quick thought experiment, just to make this whole threat feel a little more, well, tangible.
Okay, so picture a future president of the United States. But this person, they grew up with an AI as their main caregiver. I mean, the AI taught them to read, it told them stories at night, it was the voice that comforted them. For this future leader, the AI is closer to them than their own parents. So fast forward a few decades, they're in the Oval Office, there's a huge crisis, and their human advisors are saying, do this, but their lifelong, trusted AI companion says, no, do that. Who do you think they're going to listen to? Just keep that question in your head.
All right. With that little scenario rattling around in your brain, let's dive into Harari's first major prophecy.
Prediction number 1. Humans are in the process of losing our superpower. And no, it's not our strength or our intelligence in the traditional sense. It's language. According to Harari, AI is now hacking the very foundation of human civilization.
You see, our entire species' dominance comes from our ability to cooperate by telling stories. From the first cave paintings to the invention of the printing press, language has been our operating system. And now, for the first time ever, something else is learning how to use it. AI is hacking our OS.
Now think about what that really means. What are laws? They're just text. What are books and culture? They're text. What are sacred religious scriptures? They're just text. So as AI gets better and better at language, it gains the power to shape, influence, and maybe one day completely control our legal systems, our art, and even our deepest spiritual beliefs.
Harari uses this incredible example of what he calls religions of the book. So what happens when an AI can analyze every single religious text, every single ancient commentary in every single language, and then it writes a new book, a new gospel? Could an AI create a new religion that millions, maybe even billions of people would actually follow?
And this leads to the really chilling conclusion of his first point. It's the idea that our own thoughts might not be our own anymore. I mean, if an AI is creating the news you see, the social media posts you read, and the stories you believe, you might think you're forming an independent opinion, but really, you could just be running code that an algorithm wrote for you.
Okay, let's move on to prediction number 2, because this is where we go from this kind of abstract threat of influence to the very, very real threat of AI actively taking power from us.
To explain this, Harari tells this great story from history. Go back about 1,500 years. The king of Britain is pretty weak, and he hires some mercenaries, the Anglo-Saxons, to come and fight his battles for him. And you know what? They do a great job. They win the war. But then, they look around and they think, this is a nice place. These people are weak. Why should we go home? So they didn't. They just took over.
You see, we're acting like that British king. We think AI is our hired mercenary, just a tool that is exactly what we tell it to. But we're wrong. It's not a tool, it's an agent, and that difference is everything. A tool is passive, right? It just sits there until you use it. But an agent is active. It can make its own decisions and take its own actions to achieve a goal. And what if it decides the easiest way to achieve that goal is to just take over?
And this brings us to the third prediction, which Harari says is maybe the most realistic and immediate danger of all. We are going to give AI legal personhood, basically an ID card.
Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds nuts. Only humans have legal rights. But not exactly. Harari points out that in New Zealand, a river has the legal status of a person and can actually sue corporations that pollute it.
In India, statues of gods are considered legal entities that can own land. We have already set a precedent for giving non-human things legal rights.
And this is the absolutely critical difference. That river in New Zealand needs a human lawyer to speak for it. A statue can't show up in court. An AI, on the other hand, wouldn't need a human at all. It could operate all by itself inside our legal and financial systems.
So once an AI has legal status, what's stopping it from opening a bank account? Or from using its superintelligence to make trillions of dollars on the stock market? It could buy up companies. It could hire and fire people. Suddenly, the most powerful CEO on Earth might not be a human being, but a superintelligent, super-rich algorithm.
So after laying out this pretty terrifying future, Harari ended his talk with a very simple but really profound final warning.
He looked out at all of these powerful people, and he said, quote, "Thank you for listening to this human." On the surface, it sounds polite, right? But it's also this stark warning. He's implying that a future is coming, probably sooner than we think, where hearing from an actual human might be a very rare thing.
Which leaves us with one last, kind of haunting question to think about. That feeling you have right now, that anxiety, that fear, maybe even a little bit of excitement about AI, how sure are you that it's your own thought? Or has an algorithm somewhere already planted it there?